This video is sponsored by OnlyCrits. This is the next installment in a series of videos about the many ways you can build characters in your RPG games. We've talked about starting with your character's dice rolls, rolling for their stats first, but today we're doing something different. We're starting with a dice set. See, I don't know if this is something you do, but it's something I do. I like to find a dice set that neatly sums up my character and represents them. It might be that it has cool runes that look like how I imagine my character's spells might look, or it might just be that the dice have a cool color scheme that represents the character. I've played in campaigns where I pulled dice that look like the pride flag for that character's sexuality, and I've played in campaigns where I pulled dice that just evoke the vibe of the story. Even now, as a DM, I use metal dice for my Curse of Strahd game because I like the thunk the players hear from behind the table. It's intimidating and it adds to the atmosphere of that campaign. Now it would be trivially easy for me to just pick a dice set I've already bought and say, hey, this could work for this character, that's why I bought the dice. But in order to really show you how this process could work, I wanted to get my hands on a set of dice without knowing what it looked like before I got it. That way, I'm not picking dice I think look cool and that might match the aesthetic of a character I already want to play. I'm really using the dice as the inspiration for the character and their concept. And luckily for me, OnlyCrits, the sponsor for today's video, has a mystery dice set subscription. You can sign up to get mystery dice or mystery metal dice or mystery sharp edge dice, and you get a new random set of dice every month. And if you'd rather pick out your own dice, or you've already got the dice you want and just want to get a case or a tray, they've got an awesome selection in their online shop. And if you get something off of their site, that helps support this channel. If you visit onlycrits.com/supergeekmike and use the promo code SUPERGEEK at checkout, I get a percentage from that sale that would normally go towards OnlyCrits, and that really helps support this channel. Once again, that's onlycrits.com/supergeekmike and use the promo code SUPERGEEK at checkout. Thanks again to OnlyCrits for sponsoring the channel. I also want to give a quick shout out to YouTube commenter Stephanie Moss. Their comment actually inspired this video. Normally you need to be a Patreon supporter at $75 a month to commission a video topic, but if you suggest something that lines up nicely with one of my sponsors, it's a lot more likely that I'm going to make that video. If you want to watch these character creation videos live, follow me on Twitch. I go live a couple of times per week, and I've got some awesome streams planned for June. Now, without further ado, let's jump into that Twitch stream and create this character. Here we go. We're going to open up this dice set. Ooh, they're metal. Ooh, these are cool. Oh, I'm already starting to get ideas. I think I already know what race this is going to be. So here is the die. So it is a metal dice set that has this cool, I would almost say, like, in the background, it could be like water or scales. I mean, my initial instinct was this could be scales, but honestly, it looks like it could be some sort of like carved patterns that you might see in like jade, and then the pattern around the outside looks like almost like chains. Ooh, and I also like just the font of these. Like, this is the 3, and it looks very snake-like. That's the way I would describe this dice set. It's sort of snake-like, or I mean, honestly, part of me is tempted to say this is like UNT. You know what? I think it's this one. Yeah. So this is the set that I just got. This is the Emerald Blade Metal Dagger dice set. Yeah, so this is the patterning that I'm talking about. Yeah, see, even look here, like, the 1 on the D6 looks like a dagger. And again, I had no idea what I was gonna get. That's the whole thing of the mystery dice collection. All right, first roll. 6. Natural 20. Fair enough. All right, cool. Awesome. Okay, let's make a character then. So, some things that I'm thinking of. One, because these are metal dice, there's certain classes that I don't think work. I don't want to say don't work, that I don't think are the right fit for the dice. So, for example, I wouldn't play a druid with this because druids are, they don't use metal. So, using metal dice doesn't really seem to make sense. For dagger, I mean, these are called the dagger set. I didn't necessarily know that until I looked it up. But the thing that I'm thinking about a lot with this is that we have chains, right? The chains is the pattern. And I think that's a cool sort of imagery, is you have the sort of chain pattern along the sides of each side of the die. and the metal, which is sort of like ominous and scary, and the green, I think we're gonna end up doing like a green dragonborn fighter who's like a criminal. Like literally like they are in prison or they were imprisoned. And maybe they're a bad person. Maybe they're an assassin. The reason I want to say fighter is because these feel so heavy duty. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, individual preference. You would be very welcome to say, well, they're called the dagger sets, and they look like daggers on the blade, so we're going to go with a rogue. For sure. You absolutely could do that. But I think I like the heavy dutiness. Like, for me, I like more... these conjure more of a fighter idea to me. I could also go with Yuan-Ti, but Yuan-Ti often... the player character. First of all, these don't have to be Adventurers League legal, but the Yuan-Ti was only released in one book. It's not my favorite class, or not my favorite race, and they look human. And I think I like the idea that this looks like a dangerous lizard person. So, we could go with lizard folk as well, lizard folk. But I like the green dragonborn. I think that'll be fun. The green dragonborn fighter, assassin. Yeah, I think that's our character. Now, you don't have to go with fighter, right? I mean, you could also say, like, paladin or evil paladin, and that would be awesome, too. But I think I'm going to go with fighter, because there's something just about the chains and the heavy dutiness of it, to me, says person in armor, but I just like the idea that they'd be wicked good with a weapon, and that's their strength. The chains sort of represent that they are imprisoned. We're going to go 3 levels because I want to figure out a good subclass for this Dragonborn. They are not a protection fighter. I know that for sure. Maybe great weapon. I mean, I like the heavy dutiness of this. I mean, I say assassin. They may be much more of an enforcer. Like they're not a silent, sneaky assassin. They're like a hitman, Unless they are. I mean, maybe... No, I like the heavy dutiness of it. Oh, yeah, great weapon fighting is just re-rolling damage. Okay, yeah, we'll stick with that. While we're here, let's pick some personality traits. Who's this character? I don't like these last couple. I mean, maybe I blow up at the slightest insult, but considering I think this person was like a hitman or an enforcer, I don't think they would be... I don't pay attention to the risks in a situation. I also don't think they would be... The best way to tell me to do something is to get me to do something is tell me not to do it, right? People told them what to do. They were a hired killer. You know what? Before I actually pick these, I'm going to roll for stats. Because I don't know if they have a plan for what goes wrong in any situation, because I don't know what their intelligence is. Alright, so... I mean, I don't hate the location of these right now. What I'll probably do is move Constitution and flip it with Intelligence. I don't hate these stats, actually. 17, 11, 13, 11, 13, 9. Which gives us a total of, if we leave the Dragonborn basic stats as they are, which I don't mind doing, gives us a 19 for strength. Yeah, sure, why not? Did we get any other, what was the other racial bonus? Did we get another one? Charisma? Let's change that. We're going to go to customize your origin. Origin manager. Origin ability score increase. We're going to move him around. So we're going to put 2 into strength still, and we're going to put the 1 into constitution. Instead of putting it into charisma. Because I don't think this is a charismatic character. Which gives them a little bonus to constitution. Yeah, constitution 14. They need some more hit points. That sounds good. Okay, cool. So, knowing that they now have an intelligence of 11, I don't think that I'm going to go with... I still could, but I don't think I'm going to go with always have a plan for when things go wrong. I do think incredibly slow to trust is fine. It works. Let's roll for the other one. Let's see. I blow up at the slightest insult. Sure, I mean, I'm going to go with that because I almost always go with I am always calm no matter the situation. I never raise my voice or let my emotions control me. And I don't want to do that. I mean, I think this is like a, dangerous person. And I kind of like that idea. So, yeah, we'll stick with that. Honor, I don't steal from those in the trade. Freedom, chains are meant to be broken as with those who forge them. That's really tempting because we have chains literally on the dice that we're building. Ooh, I like that. I mean, how can we not do chains are meant to be broken? We're literally... This video is about using the dice as an inspiration. we have something that says chains. Bonds. I'm trying to pay off an old debt I owe. Hey, look, we've got an idea of chains. I like that. Let's see if there's something that will compete with it. I do like the pay off an old benefactor. Yeah, that works. Flaws. An innocent person is in prison for a crime that I committed. I'm okay with that. Again, we've got chains as the theme on the dice. There's something here that has to do with someone being in prison. I'm taking it. And I'm going to go ahead and take them up to level 3. Let's pick a Let's pick a martial archetype. I don't want to go with a battle master because I think that maybe I would feel differently once this character was actually being played. I don't think this character would be giving other people ideas on what to do on their turn, right? Samurai could be interesting. I've wanted to play the samurai before. I mean, I know that I'm not creating this character for someone that I would play, and I don't think they would be themed as a samurai, right? They would be still a brutal... Well, what happens at higher levels? Elegant courtier... No. You can give yourself advantage on a strike as a bonus action. That's pretty good. But elegant courtier doesn't really match with who this character is feeling like. Rapid strike is good. Strength before death is great. It would just be this one ability. I don't know. What else do we have? Champion's also great. Just a very simple champion, right? We're not going to do Cavalier either, I don't think. Oh, although... I mean, the whole thing is you get a mount, but also... They could have a mount. But also, you menace your foes, foiling their attacks, punishing them for harming others. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can mark the creature. That kind of fits with the vibe I'm picturing. It's warding maneuver. You can roll d8 and reduce and add it to someone's AC, including your own. It's like a parry ability. Hold the line. You lock down enemies. Creatures provoke an opportunity attack from you when they move 5 feet or more within your reach. And if you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, their speed is reduced to 0. That's really good. You can charge down your foes. I think Cavalier might be the perfect fit for what I'm picturing for this character. Because I'm just picturing this character with like a huge sword being awesome. You know, being a badass. And I tend to get a little bored playing martial characters, which is why I personally would probably go with the Battle Master. But this doesn't have to be a character that I would for sure play. Like, this is just a cool character concept. And the Cavalier sounds awesome. I could definitely play this for at least a few sessions and have a ton of fun playing this character. Vigilant Defender. You respond to danger with extraordinary vigilance. You get a special reaction you can take once on every creature's turn except your turn. You can use a special reaction only to make an opportunity attack. You can't use it on the same turn that you take a normal reaction. Yeah, for sure. Wow, what a good... That's a good subclass. I mean, animal handling, right? Maybe he's going to be out there taming animals and horses. Let's get some equipment, and then we'll name our character. Chainmail, sure. Chains. Chainmail, yeah. Chainmail. Chains. Chainmail. We'll do a... Oh, you know what? We're going to do a greatsword, and we have to do a flail, right? Chains is the big theme that I've got going on here. They've got a weapon with a chain. That works for me. I honestly would want this guy to have, like, scale mail. But, you know. Character creation. We don't get to always pick those things. Let's give him a name. I hate all of these suggested names. Bavarax is not bad. I'm not going to spell it that way. Bavarax. But what else? What is a good last name? Bavarax Zil. I kind of dig that. And that looks perfect. That looks great. What about this one? That's not bad. But that's pretty good. No, that one's too happy. Yeah, Bavarax Zil. I like this character, and you know what? I would honestly I might even ask my DM, can I more flavor this as like a Snake Man, right? Rather than use the Yuan-Ti character. And you know what? Maybe I would even change them. I would even be willing to be like, okay, he's going to take an acid breath instead of a poison breath, but we can still flavor him to look like a big snake man. And he's just spitting acid like a snake does. I'll use the Black Dragon born stats. You know what? Let's do that. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. I convinced myself. Let's do that. he's going to be flavored like a Snake Man. Not necessarily a Yuan-Ti, maybe a Yuan-Ti, maybe a lizard folk, maybe none of the above, maybe who cares. But I just like the idea that he would be a big stare. And you know what, I wonder how much, very, very, very the most minor spoilers for the D&D movie, but at the beginning of that film there is a prison that we see, and in the prison there's like a Snake Man, and then the first prisoner we see is like this big buff monster dude. That's the first prisoner who we see. I'm like mixing those two characters and then picturing like this big, awesome warrior. That was cool. Bavarax Zil is a cool character. I like his whole deal, and I was just inspired by these dice. Oops, these dice. Thank you so much to OnlyCrits. If you go to onlycrits.com/supergeekmike and use the promo code supergeek at checkout, that actually helps the channel. I get a small portion of the payment that you make, instead of going to OnlyCrits, goes to me and helps support the channel. And again, they have this awesome dice subscription set. I got a set of metal dice from the Mystery Metal Dice Set subscription. It's awesome. So check them out. Thank you so much for watching. I realized after filming this that I don't know how well I clarified what I was picturing. You know, snakes spit poison, but it's like a liquid poison, or I guess it's venom. And that was sort of what I was picturing. They don't normally spit acid, but, you know, there's that dinosaur from Jurassic Park. They kind of spit something you could call acid, so I think it still works. But again, I would work with my DM, figure out what made the most sense. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. I know people who watch these videos really like them, but sometimes my non-Critical Role videos get buried by the algorithm, so engaging with the video actually helps a whole lot. If you want to support me financially, you could sign up for my Patreon. This is my day job, so that really does make a big difference in my life. You could sign up for my Discord to hang out with an awesome community of other TTRPG fans, and you can sign up for my newsletter to get more updates when I've got them. If you want to see another character creation process in action, check out my video about creating a character, starting with your subclass. Until next time, play fair and have fun.